Okay, so hi everybody, welcome to our team call on the 30th of October, so second to last day of the month. We're going to be talking today, we're just going to be sharing some stats, some statistics on what make the doTERRA business a wonderful opportunity. And so some things that you can share with potential builders or whoever you want to, really. There's some good things.
Before we do that.
Come on, before we do what?
Yeah, do you want to go, because we've got some people sharing, haven't we? So
yeah,
that's what
that's what I was going to go into.
Is that all right? Go on. Okay.
I know you like stats, Andy. This is for you, mate.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Yeah,
so
hello everyone. Nice to see you all virtually, but I love seeing you all in the flesh. That was really nice. So first of all, though, we have Melissa. If Melissa is there, can you unmute yourself, Melissa, please? We like to have an essential. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
You want me to go straight away?
Yes, perfect. So, yeah, Melissa's just going to share an essential oil experience with us. Thanks, Melissa.
Well, first of all, though, we need to just introduce Melissa.
We do need to introduce her a little bit more than that. This is lovely Melissa.
Yeah.
Who lives in the north of England. So there's a few of us on the team in the north, lovely north of England. Ran a shop for a long time, didn't you, Melissa? No? Yes.
I did, but I haven't got it anymore. Yeah.
No.
Melissa's the triathlon runner now. Aren't you, Melissa?
I am, yeah.
Do lots
Hence why I'm going to talk about one of the oils, yeah.
And Melissa, you've been with doTERRA quite a long time, haven't you? Like using the oils as a customer for a good.
I have, yeah. I've been with doTERRA about 20 months. Was quite active about as a part of my other business. I was educating people, and I guess I was sharing. So I've had customers, but no builders. And now I understand, thanks to Hayley. I've definitely been more of a sharer. And then when I kind of closed that other business in January, then I've just taken a step back from everything that I was doing. I just needed a complete breather. So coming at the weekend was a brilliant timing and opportunity for me to be re-inspired and fall back in love with the oils. I've been using them myself anyway, but just remind myself how much I love sharing and helping people. And that's what my business has been for the last 15 years in different ways as a therapist. And it's time to get back to it. So I have already been putting things into action as a result of the weekend. So watch this.
Excited.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your experience with the oil then, Melissa? Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd quite like to do two, or maybe sneak a third. I'll keep them short. Only because the first one was today. And I thought, well, yeah, that's perfect. And I've been working in a shop, and one of the ladies I work with is lovely, and she's quite into oils and stuff, but hasn't been a doTERRA person, but she's used to the concept. But it was only about 3 o'clock this afternoon, she was reaching into the drawer for a box of paracetamol. And I said, what are you doing? What's wrong? And she said, oh, I've had a cracking headache all day. I said, well, why didn't you say something? She said, oh, it was busy. We're trying to get all the Christmas stuff out. I said, I've got my oils with me, She goes, have you? I said, yeah. So I gave her a drop of frankincense and lavender. No, sorry, frankincense and peppermint, because I didn't have any lavender. And she put them on her temples and across her brow. And 5 minutes later, she was like, done. It's gone.
Amazing.
I was like, oh, yeah, but of course. What else did you expect?
And then Melissa, is she coming to a class?
Yes, she will be. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I'm just getting a little bit of I've been out. I've only just come in, so my dogs are trying to get my attention. The other one I wanted to talk about was Deep Blue Rub, actually, because, as Nathan said, I've been doing some triathlon this year. And obviously, once you do races or training, you're doing long bike rides or runs and things, then it's quite normal to get some aches and pains. And what I've been doing is just using a little bit of Deep Blue Rub on my calves and my thighs and bum as well. Actually, my glutes hurt sometimes. And it's really just meant that I've had no aches and pains at all. It's been absolutely brilliant. So what I also trialed before my races was to apply that the night before, the morning before the race, just to really kind of, I felt like I was easing my muscles and preparing them for the race, and then apply immediately afterwards as well. And
Amazing.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no problems at all.
That's
just
brilliant.
No recovery time, needed. So
Wow,
I'm really pleased.
Wow.
that's went to a triathlon.
Well, I've done 3 this year, so it's end of season now, so it won't be till spring next year.
Amazing.
Got to do some winter training through the dark nights, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That's brilliant. I love the
Thanks for sharing this.
Go on and on, but I'll put myself on mute. Thanks, guys.
See you, Melissa.
Thank you. And then Neil Young, I think. Should we have Neil Young up?
Yeah, is Neil there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi,
Hello,
Neil.
Neil.
How are you? Okay.
Thanks.
So
I'll
why
just
don't we talk
I'll just
briefly-
give you way there, buddy. I'm going to give you a quick introduction, all right? So Neil's just joined the team, really, about, I don't know.
6 weeks.
No, it's like 2 or 3 months.
This is the third month.
Third month, yeah.
Nearly in the third month.
But it's flown by. Neil's a premier, going for other things, aren't you, Neil? We won't give it away soon, but go for other things. And he's doing really well. Neil used to work for another network marketing company, and so knows the industry quite well, and has, in the past been a very good recruiter. So he's got a lot of insight into this kind of thing. But Essential Oils are brand new to you, aren't they, Neil?
Indeed.
Indeed. And so is the doTERRA culture. doTERRA. So
It is.
yeah. So you came to your first event at the weekend, so we just wanted you to share with everybody what you thought and some good things. So over to you, Neil.
Okay, I'll go really, really quick. But it was a fantastic event, actually, over 2 days, and I really enjoyed it. And the first thing I noticed is that it is a very different culture to what I was used to. And in fact, someone spoke about that at the beginning of the event on Friday. But one of the highlights for me, actually, was listening to Lisa Burke, who I know from the previous network. And I had heard her story before, but it didn't really have any major impact with me before. But so I'd heard the story about how she had her second child, and she was really struggling with sleep deprivation and things like that, and how she was introduced to lavender and how it had a real sort of transformative effect on her. And it became much more inspiring to me this time, because before I wasn't in the business, so it was just like a story about essential oils, and I wasn't really that into it then. But it actually resonated much more powerfully with me this time. So that was kind of like a big highlight for me. And also, I have a book here on my bookshelf. I've had it in my house for about 25 years, actually.
Oh, wow.
So when I joined, so this is Lisa Burke on the back. You can just about see that there. But Lisa. So when I joined doTERRA, I never had any qualms about the products. I knew the products would be good because I knew her kind of history. Mm-hmm. But obviously now I'm learning all the time about the oils. And one of the highlights for me on Friday was Boyd Truman. I think someone was just talking about Boyd. Mm-hmm. But I really, really enjoyed his talk. I thought he was great, and for lots of reasons, actually. But he partly because it's really good for me to come to an event and listen to Americans talking about the business, because it's a global business. So that's kind of really exciting for me to listen to people from different parts of the world talking about the impact that essential oils can have on people's lives. So that really fired me up, actually. And he spoke a lot about lemon for detoxing, and I'm quite interested in health and nutrition anyway, and he talked about how, you know, it being alkaline and combating acidity, and he talked also about LLV, which I'm on, and he talked about the fact that most diseases come from, you know, from diseases of the blood. So that was really interesting, and I found his talk great, actually. And then after Boyd, I listened to Hayley Hobson, which was great. She spoke about the importance of building relationships first, which kind of makes a lot of sense to me anyway, coming from another network, because that is very, very important. So I listened really carefully to what she had to say, and then I heard again on the next day when she spoke about all the different products that she used, because I thought I was doing really well with using the products, and I had a list of all the products I was using. And then when Hayley did her talk, I lost count in the end. I think it was about 50 products or something, you know, and my list was about 8 or 9. So I've got a bit of work to do on that yet, but it's a work in progress. But anyway, actually, I meant to say, as a result of listening to Boyd, I'm now taking lemon every day as a detox. I don't drink things like alcohol anymore, but I do drink coffee, which is acidic. So his talk kind of impacted me, and I always think that when you go to these events, you should try to learn as much as you can, take stock of where you are, and then try and make changes. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the changes that we put in, was decide to take the lemon in a shot glass with a bit of water every day, first thing in the morning. So I'm now doing that, which is really good. And also, one of the highlights for me was Dr. Robin Fawcett, who talked about the blue zones and supply and demand. Now, I've actually read the book, The Blue Zones. If you want to I forget who wrote it actually, but you'll find it on Amazon. But it's a really interesting book about people who live to the age of 100 in various different parts of the planet, and the commonalities they have in their health regime in terms of exercise and what they eat. And Dr. Robin Fawcett spoke about that, and she talked, so that was really interesting to me. That was definitely a highlight. And then in the afternoon, we went to the round table, the breakout sessions, which were really good. And I went to about 5 of those. One was on exercise, one was on weight management, and one was on using essential oils with animals and dogs. And we have 2 little dogs. And one of them gets really nervous with fireworks and bonfire nights coming. So that was kind of really interesting. So we got real value out of listening to different speakers talk about, you know, the use of different products. And so for me, it was perfect, because we've been in the business a couple of months. We are kind of learning all the time, but it really helped kind of crystallize our thoughts and get us focused on what we needed to do in terms of using the products. And there was some really good information on sampling and finding and things like that, which is obviously one of the key activities that Nathan and Rebecca spoke about. And, you know, not going into management mode or mentoring mode. So overall, I would say that it was perfect time for me. Absolutely just about the right time, because I've been going a couple of months, and you need to go and meet other people and associate with other people that are building a business. So it was great from that point of view. And I always, whenever I come away from an event, I always try and find as much value as possible, but I'm always left thinking, I wish I had more people in my team at the event, which is good. That's a good thing.
Very good.
That was how it was for me.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much
amazing.
for that, Neil.
Not at all.
It was lovely having you and some of your team there as well. So.
Mm-hmm. And meeting your wife as well. That was lovely to say hi to her. Thanks, Neil. That's brilliant. So I'll introduce the next person. So we've got Kirsten as well, our last guest speaker tonight. So Kirsten, I've seen she's on here, so if you can just unmute yourself, Kirsten, is a very good friend of mine. We met at university, I think on the first night in Boddington Bar.
Yeah.
Kirsten and I met, and we were very surprised to find out we were up in Leeds University, and so it was quite lovely to find another fellow Southerner that only lived an hour away. It's from the New Forest. We connected straight away, and I've been working at Kirsten, I'd say, for about 3 years. She came 3 years. Kirsten came to my first ever essential oils class. That was just like a play one. I just got my 3 uni friends. It was a reunion, and they weren't really expecting to have an essential oils class. I brought them out on a Friday night with the wine. And
I was pregnant at the time, wasn't I?
you pregnant? Okay,
Yeah.
excellent, brilliant. That's why I did a little practice class on them. So it works. It works, guys. Do practice classes on your friends, and eventually, anyway, Kirsten has joined the business. Well, just before the summer, but not really till after the summer.
Yeah.
That was just a bit of so it was her first event as well, so I just wanted Kirsten to just share a little bit about what you got out of it as well, but a tiny bit of background. So she did biochemistry at university, she worked in pharmacology and particular with oncology, so she helped with research into drugs for cancer, so really good medical knowledge. And also her and her husband have built for 5 years now, right, a very successful scaffolding company. So, which is amazing company that they've built. So business experience as well. So over to Kirst.
Thanks, Bex. Yeah. So, oh gosh, I don't know what to say now. Yeah, it's been amazing. Like this, yeah, the 2 days was brilliant. I came away a lot more emotional than I really thought was ever possible. I've got to be honest. I'm a bit of a level-headed scientist, but I was pretty much blown away by the whole thing. Like all the amazing people, all the experiences. It really solidified a lot of the things that I feel like this is the right thing for me, and it kind of kept ticking boxes as the day, as the sessions went on, and without sounding funny, it just made me feel good. It made me feel really good being around people that care about other people, and I completely get what Becky's been going on about for years. And I'm now in a place that I can kind of join her. I've was able to leave my career, which was quite a big step for me to do actually, but I really feel it was for a reason now, and I've kind of understand that my background in science, my passion for people, my love of people, I suppose, and trying to help people is kind of all amalgamating into this now, my journey in doTERRA. So I feel pretty happy, gotta say. Cried a lot, so that was awesome. That was really truly unexpected, but it was just so much to say. There's so many different personalities, perspectives, faith. There's lots of different people come from different areas of the world, and I love that. I love the fact that everyone's got, doesn't have to be the same way thinking to kind of appreciate what we're trying to do here and what we're trying to build. The ethos is great, amazing, in fact, and the culture is amazing. That's been talked about. That is definitely new to me. That's caring, sharing, happy culture. So I'm going to live and breathe that. I'm going to take away a lot of positives from the people that understand what it's like to be in a situation. There's a lot of tough things, I know Becky and Nathan's journey, and I fully respect what they've done to get where they are, I think that people have done amazing. There's issues that will come across doing this business, and I don't think it's going to be easy necessarily, but persevere, get on with the job, keep true to yourself, and hey presto, easy peasy, huh?
Yeah.
Happy days.
Pretty much sums it up. Happy days. Presidential Diamond next
Diamond.
step.
Done. Bye everyone. I'll be there. Thanks.
Thanks, Kirsten. Thank you very much. Okay, that's perfect, because that kind of leads in nicely.
Kirsten, you won't believe how excited Rebecca was that you were there, by the way.
Well, I'm on your slide. Go away. I'm not.
So that leads us nicely on to kind of why we chose this topic tonight, and we'll continue with our kind of training new builders next week, but we kind of wanted to do this because we came away having a wonderful time at the weekend, but really kind of what stuck out to me is kind of what Kirsten said, that there's lots of different people that are attracted to the doTERRA business. Can you go back? That's going to put me off. Thanks. Haven't started that slide yet, baby. But yeah, so there's lots of different people that are attracted to the doTERRA business. There's lots of mums, as you probably saw, there's women, but there's also lots of single men. There's also men that come in first and drag their wives along with them. That was Ben and Jess, if you met Ben and Jess. Stride, Ben came into the business first, and Jess was really not into the oils or the business, and she joined later. You know, you get people that are really spiritual that get into the oils, and you get the doctors like Dr. Robin, or the hardcore businesswomen like Hayley Hobson. And the point is, there's a business in doTERRA for everybody, and you get to choose how you build it. Okay. So last week we talked about kind of the intro to the business, didn't we? About what kind of things to say to somebody when they're first being introduced to this business. And we do have that email that we suggest you send people with some videos on that kind of summarizes it. But also, this is a relationship business, guys. So adapt this to the person you're talking to. And we've had people coming into this business that I've attracted more to the business. You know, so we've spoken to them more about the business side, and other people it's more about the oils. Sometimes it's a mixture of both, you know, and it always inevitably will be a mixture of both. You know, you will get involved in the compensation plan and the oils. But at the beginning, sometimes people want to hear some stats as well as having an oil experience.
Or even a year into it.
Or even a year into it, exactly.
It doesn't matter when. Some of these things
yeah.
will need to be said. So
yeah. So we thought we'd share some interesting things with you that you won't want to share with someone immediately, probably, but it's just good for you to know them. And they're interesting, we think. So hopefully you'll find them interesting. Announcements. Go on.
Can I press it now?
Yeah. What, did you want to do announcements or? No, done.
Wow.
Moving on.
Everyone knows the announcements. Convention, if you haven't signed up, then it's too late. No, I'm just kidding.
It hasn't sold out yet.
It hasn't sold out, but get on it. There's only 3,000 left, which is actually quite a lot, but
yeah.
Get on that. All events on Facebook, the Silver Blossom Facebook group, you know that. And then last day tomorrow for the October promotions. Great promotion. I don't think there is a promotion next month, so use this. There will be in December though.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say something. So yeah. So anyway, we'll move on to this. Oh yeah, I was going to just say. Our team calls, you probably noticed they're not half an hour. I know we said at the very beginning they're going to be half an hour, but as you've noticed, we haven't been able to keep to that once. So they'll be within the hour.
Actually.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay. We'll stop wasting time.
Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, we've showed this information before. So the retention rate in doTERRA is very, very good. So it's actually more, and we'll have a slide in a second, it's more 70-something% in Europe. But this is interesting stats, you know, so every 1 to 3 months, at least 68% of doTERRA's customers will order, which is huge. doTERRA is a debt-free company. A stat you may not have seen, you know, it's the most generous compensation plan that we know of in the network marketing industry, where they pay more on more. So this is just a comparison here for the uni level that we're showing you really. But you know, because of the way they set up the compensation plan, where you'd normally be getting 9,000 roughly in another company, it's 24,000 in doTERRA. So basically, as you look in, if you're interested in that, then please do go and research other compensation plans in other companies. And I challenge you to find a better one. Basically, it's really good in doTERRA. Okay. So this was on the doTERRA.com website. So I do encourage you to go and have a look on the doTERRA.com site, and you can go under the company tab and find company facts. This is talking about the retention rate. So they're saying the average is actually 10%. So it's a huge difference that we have in doTERRA. And why? Because people are satisfied. They're satisfied with the products. They're satisfied with the service, and that really comes from us, you know, as we're introducing the products to people and helping to look after our customers. So here's some interesting facts for you. So in 2008, then doTERRA was founded. 2009, it hit its first 1 million month.
Oh, 2008.
Oh yeah, December. Oh, 2008. Oh yes, I see again. So doTERRA 2008, it reached 1 million in sales, and then 2009. So look at that. Look how quickly it jumped from 1 million in sales, you know, for that year, and then in 2009 it made 1 million in a month. This is the kind of rapid growth doTERRA experienced. 2012 has regular days where it's hitting 1 million. So again, rapid growth. By 2013, they got their ground for their huge headquarters. In July 2014, so 1 million wellness advocates were now involved in doTERRA. And in 2014, so just literally 6 years after they were founded, they were able to build a $60 million headquarters, which is a huge thing for a company to be able to do. In 2015, then, they reached more than $1 billion in sales, which was a huge landmark. And then in 2016, we get 3 million wellness advocates. So it tripled in a rapid amount of time. August 2016, we're now sending products to over 100 countries, and corporate offices are now in 17 countries. So this is what Neil was speaking about, the global aspect of doTERRA, which is incredible. It's just rapidly gone into many different markets. Early 2017, Europe has been experiencing lots of growth, and we're given 2 more general managers. So one of which is Lisa Burke, and she's in charge of our region. And Europe, because of the rapid growth that was getting so huge, they split Europe into 2 different areas, and we had 2 general managers. So that's exciting. That's because of the growth. So August 2017, we have to expand the headquarters because it's growing so much. And September 2017, we had the largest single company convention in Utah. So that was over 30,000 attendees. And it was incredible.
It's actually 35,500.
So 35,500. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's incredible. And then September 2017, we heard them announcing the initiative on helping medical providers, take a more integrative approach to keep their patients healthy and thriving. So the medical teams are now working much more closely with doTERRA, and we have a lot more exciting stuff happening there. So that is just some interesting stats for you. Here's some more just about the amount of employees that doTERRA employs. So more than 2,000 people in day-to-day corporate operations in the United States, with even more employees working internationally. And we have more growth in Europe as well. And then also exciting for us in the UK, I don't know if anyone had a chance to visit the warehouse in the UK. It was not very nice. It's tiny and just not nice at all. Well, they've just leased some land in Milton Keynes, where they're going to have a lovely doTERRA base in the UK, which is very exciting. And like I said,
offices. It's already built offices.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, you can get all this information on doTERRA.com under our company on the fact sheet thing. But just so you know, by the way, I would go and visit those offices in Milton Keynes.
They should move into them. I think
they'll
it's
be opening January.
February, March next year.
Early next year. And so we'll let you know when they're open. And you can take your team. There's going to be rooms to do classes there, or just take people on tours, and lots of products to kind of try as well. So that's all interesting. So just to summarize then the growth of doTERRA, which is just really exciting stuff from a business perspective, really. Now, if we compare it to Apple, which I think we've all heard of, they grew faster in the first 10 years, doTERRA did, than in the first 10 years that Apple grew. So that's quite incredible.
That's what Hayley shared with us at the weekend.
Yeah, which is quite amazing. They are the largest essential oils company in the world, even though they're pretty much one of the youngest. So that's just their rapid growth again. The largest network marketing company in the US, and the 10th largest network marketing company in the world. And actually, Lisa said she thinks it's the 8th now. So these things are just changing all the time. But it's incredible, especially because it's still such a young company, really, comparatively. So in terms of the products we offer, so when they first, and this wasn't the very, very beginning, but within the kind of the first year, they were offering 25 single oils and 10 blends. And now there are 46 single oils and 27 blends. And that's not to mention the new oils that came out in America this year that will be coming to England in May. But also, of course, there's so many products that doTERRA do as well. So that's all new. Now to Europe. Excitingly, Europe is the second fastest growth market in the world. So only aced by Australia.
Ooh.
And for those of us that went to the weekend, we can see why, because Vanessa is leading the army there in Australia, Vanessa Ovens. So they've experienced real rapid growth. And And actually she was saying, you know, they worked a lot together in that, and she was quite inspiring. I had a chat to Vanessa, and she was one of the reasons why she thinks they've experienced such rapid growth is there's lots of cross-team work, and that's kind of the doTERRA culture, isn't it? And hopefully you got that at the weekend as well. That we're trying to do that with England, and everyone works cross teams, and you know, we're not competitive against each other, but we're united and trying to help people with essential oils and help people get better at their business and sharing ideas between us. So we'll do more of that stuff to help England and Europe overtake Australia. Not that we're competitive, it's team. So UK Wellness Advocates in 2016 in November, so we haven't got the latest stats. I was waiting on that from Sean, so if we get them I can let you know. But I think they do it in November. So there's 9,313 wellness advocates last November. Now that would have increased a lot, but just to show you just how, you know, little we have really of people doing the business.
Well, that's just at the time that was wellness advocates, so they didn't have the wellness customers. So that was everyone.
That's true. That was just so that's everybody in the UK. So how many people? There's 65.63 million people in the UK. Wow. So you can see, guys, that this is a very exciting opportunity because there are so many people that have not had the opportunity to become a wellness advocate yet or customer in the UK. So there's so many people out there that need to be touched by these wonderful oils, and the business as well. So we really are at a very exciting time in doTERRA in England and Europe. Having said that, UK is the largest market in Europe, the largest market. So Europe is completely untouched. There's lots of opportunity for growth in the whole of Europe. Just to show you, I think we showed you this at the beginning of the year in our business call, but just a little bit more, again, to have you some more information, have another chance to look at it. This is just showing you the amount of elites to blue diamonds that there were, again, by the end of 2016. So this has gone up, obviously, quite a lot. We now know there's 4 blue diamonds, for example, so that number's gone to 4. Diamonds, we're not sure of the latest stats.
About 16, 17.
Yeah, perfect. So anyway, you can see it's just growing a lot each year now, and there'll be a lot more elites than that now. So the retention rate then, just to go back to that, so I said it was going to be 70-something%, wasn't it? So globally, it's 71%. In Europe, amazingly, we've got 77%, which is great. So this is the number of people that purchase, you know, at least every 3 months. So that's great. We're above the global average. And then what's also cool to know is that 81% of the people, you know, are customers there. So at least 81% of those people are just customers. They're not enrolling others, which is, I think, nice to know, because although the doTERRA business is wonderful and I think everyone should be doing it, there are lots of people who just want to use doTERRA's products, which shows that this company is a product-based company. So this is an interesting slide. I can imagine Andy's just jumping up and down at this one. Lovely new stats. So these are the stats for, you know, all the different countries with the number of distributors and their personal volume and the total volume in that country in November November 2016. So for that time period. Just some interesting stats there for you.
Bex, I can't ask too many questions, but why is there such a low percentage on some of the countries like Spain and Belgium? I'm surprised.
No one's selling it there or buying it.
Yeah.
So opportunity.
Is it cultural? Because I mean, I know people in Spain.
No, it's not cultural at all. There's just not tons. We know a few people now who are going to Spain and doing it, but it's just hardly been touched at all.
Basically, this slide shows you that Europe is doing nothing. In every country, you know, it's doing something, but like in terms of like the potential that it could be doing, it's doing nothing.
Yeah, so Spain will be a great market to go into. All of these countries will be a great market. So if any of you know anyone in any of these countries,
and there's countries, and it's not even these countries. There's countries that aren't even counted on there because they're so low. For instance, Turkey. This, I think, last month did 1,000 PV. This is Turkey. Turkey is massive.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
So the potential is enormous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we look at any chats? Because there's chats coming in.
Well, let's do it at the end.
Should we do it at the end?
Yeah, answer it at the end.
Okay.
And then people can leave if they want to.
Okay. Oops. Yeah, but good question. Yeah, if anyone does have an urgent question, please do ask. Please unmute yourself and ask. So this was the 2016 year in review then. So the volume had increased by 74% from the year before in Europe. Enrollments by 80%. 2016 surpassed 25 million. So that was the total income in the whole of Europe in 2016. And 2017, Murray, the guy over the whole of Europe, has confirmed that this will definitely be doubled, at least. So although we're saying Europe is untouched, and it is untouched, there is rapid growth happening now. It's growing exponentially because there's enough of us doing the business, which is exciting, but still so much opportunity. So how has doTERRA earned trust? Because it has. It's a company with a lot of loyal people in it, and it's got a lot of trust. Well, we know the products are the most tested and the most trusted on the market, and there's all the evidence for that any wellness advocate can tap into, which is great. They have, as it says here, over 150 relationships with research universities. So they really are doing the latest research on the products. And because of that, they're able to be working with professionals and getting more involved with medics and hopefully getting into hospitals and all those kind of places. So that's really exciting. This is also good that 85% of their essential oils have exclusive supply chain agreements. So 85% of their oils that they're sourcing, are exclusive to doTERRA. And
doTERRA's goals are 100%.
It is. And I watched a video today with Corey Linley, who's one of the executives, and he was explaining how the reason why doTERRA are able to be so confident that they're never going to run out of essential oils as well is kind of because of this, because they did their co-impact sourcing that they introduced. I think it was only in 2015 that they started doing co-impact sourcing, where they work with the local farmers. And because they're paying them so well and treating them so well and literally are working in partnership with them, those farmers want to be exclusive to doTERRA, and they're sourcing the oils in such a way that it's sustainable, and they're projecting to the future, and they're always just looking to expand their oil supply and just making sure they've got reserves and all that stuff as well. So that's really, really important because it's growing rapidly. So obviously we need to make sure the essential oils aren't going to run out. If you don't know, there's the wonderful Source to You site. So please go onto that. Just Google Source to You, and you can put in the barcode number on your essential oil, and it can take you through the tracking system to where that essential oil was sourced and what tests were done on them. So this is why, doTERRA is such a transparent company. If you want to find out information about the products, you can. It's all there for you. And that helps to give, us trust as we're kind of representing the company, but also your customers that you're sharing this with, which is great. And they've joined many other organisations that represent health groups, and in Europe, the Council for Responsible Nutrition. They've joined them, who are very well recognised. And so they're making sure they're kind of with the organisations they need to be to give credibility to doTERRA, basically. And just briefly, because we mentioned these lovely people last week, these are the lovely 7 executives, and they haven't changed since the beginning. So whereas in other companies, the executives often change, or the leadership management team will change, these guys are here to stay, and they're a wonderful, stable, core team.
Mm-hmm.
Over to you.
In 2016, Verify Markets stated that the global market for essential oils was 7.5 billion. And what they pointed out in their article was that doTERRA is singularly responsible for the rapid category growth in this. So doTERRA is a big player. Obviously has the biggest essential oil company in the world now, and growing. Now, doTERRA has a very different mission statement to other network marketing companies, and we're quite proud of that. And I think it actually helps the business of doTERRA. So, Nu Skin's vision statement, for instance, and these aren't bad vision statements at all, but it's just different. So their vision is to become the world's leading direct selling company by generating more income for sales leaders than any other company. So their vision is based around their wellness advocates, people doing the business. So it's based around direct selling. Avon, for instance, is to provide individuals an opportunity to earn in support of their well-being and happiness. So their mission statement is to support, it's income-based. And Amway gets people into a new life of excitement, promise, profit, and hope. And again, that's about honest advocates or income-based for people. So what these statements aren't based on is products and creating. So what job do customers hire doTERRA to accomplish? They don't buy the products to help Nathan and Rebecca build their business. They don't buy it for those reasons. They buy it because they want it to fulfill a need that they have in their life. So, for instance, they want headache relief. They want it to help a stuffy nose. They want it to help their sore muscles. They want it for a mood boost or sore throats or whatever reasons it might be. That's why they buy the products. So doTERRA's mission statement is, our mission is to teach people to live a more healthy, productive lives and to share with others the blessings of a lifetime of wellness, which is a very unusual mission statement for a lot of companies. But I love that mission statement because it is product-based and based around people getting healthier. And in that process, doTERRA will make money and will make money in that process. And so I really like that. So I just wanted to point that out to you. That we're also in a really key market category. So we're in an aging population. 1 in 10 people in the world will be over 65 by 2019. There are loads of chronic diseases around. Drug prices are increasing massively. Personalized care, clinical offerings are shifting from mass generalization to mass customization. Product safety, government spending. Governments are spending lots and lots more money and having to on healthcare.
And I was just going to say, and who knows what the future of the NHS is? Obviously we love the NHS, but that's all in kind of.
Yeah. So the healthcare, averages of people that have to pay out-of-pocket healthcare, for instance, and this is in the US, these figures from the US because it's from doTERRA, but it just shows you what's going on. It's increasing. And also the national, the prices for drugs and their consumption are increasing massively as well every year. In America, for instance, though, the Trump team, Trump is doing some good for us, it seems, because he has a greater focus on the need of patients for new and innovative medical products. This is directly down doTERRA's initiative and their goals and what they're looking to do as well. The healthcare industry in the US is $1.7 trillion. That's what it's worth at the moment. The direct selling industry in the US is $40 billion. doTERRA is, a 1 billion in the States. What doTERRA is aiming at is they don't look at themselves as a direct selling company anymore and aren't really interested in comparing themselves with it because the market that we're in is so much bigger. It is way bigger that doTERRA are now seeing themselves as a healthcare company and want to be reaching the heights of these guys, these big guys, or the biggest healthcare providers or drug providers in the world. Direct selling worldwide is a $184 billion business in 2015, but healthcare is 8.1 trillion. 1.49 trillion is the wellness and industry and fitness industry. 8.1 trillion of that is government and private providers. And so that's why doTERRA are looking to go into other things with government private providers as well in the future. So it's very, very exciting where doTERRA sits with where we can go with this. doTERRA have a 10-year vision in disrupting the healthcare industry. They see themselves as an Uber, as a disruptor of the healthcare industry. They see essential oils in every home. They want essential oils they're authorized medical costs under health insurance. Doctors and clinics across America will be recommending essential oils to patients. Hospitals across America to be utilizing essential oils in research and patient care. They also want medical professionals to be recommending it through telemedicine, and they want access to essential oils for telemedicine exclusive to doTERRA customers. So that's what they are looking to do. Is extremely exciting. And as soon as a lot of these things come into place, the growth is going to just go even bigger and bigger. The healthcare industry today is at 1.7 trillion. doTERRA is at 1.3 billion. This was done a year ago, this slide's November 2016. But doTERRA's goal is to be 20 to 30 billion in 10 years' time, and the healthcare industry will be at 3 trillion.
And doTERRA is almost at 2 billion now.
This year.
So, yeah.
So we just wanted to give you those stats and just give you some excitement about where we're at, where doTERRA is at, and what we can be looking forward to. So I'm going to end the recording, and then we'll open up to questions.